Welcome to Carvin Software's instructional videos of Staffing Complete. This video will provide a general overview of the Customer module. Start by navigating to the Customer module. The Customer module is where all customers are created and referenced from within the software. There are 13 tabs in the Customer module. All required fields on each tab are marked with an asterisk next to that field. The first tab you will encounter is the Find It tab. The Find It tab is where you will search for a specific customer based on different criteria entered into the software. There are 6 different search options on the Find It tab. The first search is the Basic Search. The basic search allows you to select the type of information you are using to search, such as customer's name, phone, or city. Next, you will select the office if known. Enter the search information in the search value field and click Find It. This will bring up all customers that fit the search criteria you just entered. The next search is an activity search. An activity search searches the activity tab in the customer profile according to the activity dates entered. The next search is a callback search. The Callbacks tab searches the Notes tab for any callback dates in the date range set. The next is a Skills search. The Skills search tab references skills that have been entered in as part of a position in the customer's profile on the Job Site tab, Position tab, or Skills tab. Checking a skill will show which customers have positions that have had that skill added. The Placements tab will show you what placements have been added to the customer's profile. The last search is a message search. A message search will display the text messages sent to and received by the customer within the date range set. Now that we have reviewed ways to search for a customer, let's review the Profile tab. The Profile tab is where customers are initially inserted into the software. The Profile tab houses information such as address information, communication modalities, tax identification number, and customer work week. Remember, while Staffing Complete can house a variety of information, required fields are notated with the asterisk next to that field. The next tab is the Job Sites tab. The Job Sites tab is where you list each customer's job site. The job site is the physical location of the work being done. Job site details will display on the top right side for the job site selected on the left. After the job site has been created, you will need to add a position to that job site. The Positions tab contains the information that payroll pulls when adding personnel to the order. Positions are job site specific, and the job site must be created before the position. Once you add the position, you will enter in the position name, rates, comp code, and any applicable overtime and double time modifiers that are specific to this position. When adding positions, make sure the correct job site is selected in the top portion of the screen. The Web Application tab deals with job board functionality. This is an optional setup process to display available jobs online. The information listed on this tab will display on the job board for that position. For more information regarding this functionality, please reach out to your customer support representative. The Skills tab allows you to list skills related to the selected position at a specific job site. Skills can be added to a position and they can be required, by checking the box or used as a reference. If required, that skill will have to be listed in the personnel's profile for anyone wanting to fill this position. The Documents tab is for any applicable documents you may want to store in relation to this position, such as a job description. The Taxes and Deductions tab allows you to list any items that you wish to be involved in the payroll calculation when that specific job site is worked, whether it be a standard deduction or something company specific. The Directions tab is where you can detail any special instructions on how to get to the job site, such as parking or gate codes. The Warning tab allows you to type a specific message that will show the software user when adding a personnel to that job site. The Checklist tab is job site level items that must be marked as completed before the job site displays on the Orders tab Add Positions window. All checklist items are created in the Setup module and have to be completed before the checklist-specific tasks can be started. The Billing Address tab allows you to specify a different billing address and/or email address for the purpose of receiving the invoice. This requires the invoice to be billed by job site so the software can send each job site delivery email their own invoice. The location can then oversee managing invoices rather than the main company. The Notes tab allows you to enter in specific notes related to the job site. These notes can be referenced here or in the Customer Notes report in the Reports module. The Miscellaneous tab allows you to list specific information regarding the job site, such as the source, salesperson, and PO. From here, you can also select items such as making the job site 1099, paid by per unit versus per hour, and disabling accruals. The Certified Payroll tab is where you can detail items related to the certified payroll report and mark the job site as a prevailing wage job. For more specific information regarding this functionality, review the certified payroll documentation on our wiki. The CIP tab, which stands for Controlled Insurance Program, is where you can toggle the CIP job setting and select the insurance program and rate. The Placements tab is where you can enter an entire placement with all the relevant order level information for use in the payroll module. Placements are an easy way for quickly building a payroll order or payroll batch versus entering placements manually in the payroll module each time you process a payroll. Placement information can be updated as needed. Information entered into the Placement tab can also be synced with third-party vendors such as Bullhorn. Enter in all the required fields on the Default Hours tab. If there are any additions, other services, or commission amounts that need to be associated with this placement, you will enter that information here. Anytime the placement is pulled into the payroll module, all information added on these 5 subtabs will pull over to the order information automatically. Next is the Contact tab. The Contact tab allows you to list multiple points of contact for a customer rather than adding multiple people on the profile screen. Once added, you can view the contact information at a glance, as well as click each contact to view more detailed information. The 5th tab is the Note tab. The Note tab is meant as a permanent record-keeping system of information relating to that specific customer. Each note has its own specific type that's selected upon adding the note. If the note is relevant to a callback, entering in a callback date makes it searchable on the Find It tab, Callbacks tab. You can also specify what default text is entered in the note box when a note type is selected. The Activity tab allows you to log activities performed with the customer with any applicable details related to the customer interaction. You can create the names of your activities in the Setup module. Activities can be searched for on the Find It tab under the Activity search. The Rules tab allows the software to auto-manage certain restrictions on a customer-by-customer basis. Each rule has a specific use and will prompt users when a rule is being enforced when processing orders in the Payroll module. A credit limit rule will prevent a new order from being created when the customer reaches the credit dollar amount entered here. An aging max rule prevents a new order from being created when the customer reaches the max aging entered. If you need to enter a Dun & Bradstreet limit, you will enter that information here. And lastly, you can add a DNR rule or a Do Not Return rule. The Do Not Return rule allows the software to automatically prevent a specific personnel working for that specific customer. Should a DNR exist between a personnel and a customer, the software will prevent the addition of that personnel to the order, and a pop-up will inform the user that a DNR rule exists. Next is the Order History tab. The Order History tab will display all orders that exist within the date range based off of the work dates entered for each personnel in the work dates column. This lets you see information such as the order number, personnel on the order, their phone number, work date, and the check number. Once searched, you can sort and filter the results as needed, as well as right-clicking in the grid to export all of the data displayed to Excel. The 10th tab is the Invoicing tab. The Invoicing tab displays the invoices that are open, paid, or all for a given customer. At first glance, you will see various pieces of information related to the invoice, such as balance, date, and amount. The bottom tabs display relevant information, such as orders, payments, email history, and documents associated with the selected invoice from the top portion. You can also right-click in the top grid for additional options to appear, such as options to print an invoice, or email an invoice, or export the grid to Excel. Lastly, the total unapplied payment amount is listed in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. The Overview tab displays various trends and statistical information related to that customer for items like credit limit, aging, and billing balances. Though this information can be found in various reports in the Reports module, this will display handy information at a glance. The Checklist tab lists items that must be reviewed and completed before being able to proceed to create an order for that customer. Checklist items are initially created in the Setup module. Checklist items can be added, marked complete, or if a recent checklist item has been received, reloaded. The last tab is the Documents tab. The Documents tab stores files relevant to the customer. Once uploaded, documents can be emailed, viewed, or removed as needed. For more information regarding the Customer module, please visit our wiki at the address linked on the screen.